Secretary Linda McMahon of the Education Department. So, Madam Secretary, welcome back to National Report. What a moment, by the way. You wanted to get the message out by yourself. Could you walk us through what happened when you went over there to those Democratic lawmakers?
Well, as you set the stage pretty clearly, we'd had a really good meeting here at the Department of Education. We'd had, very candid conversation, and I responded to their questions, et cetera. And it was really supposed to be an off-the-record meeting. And then I discovered that they were having a press conference, outside, right on the education property. So I just said, well, I think I'll just go down and join and make sure that everyone has both sides of the story. So that's exactly what I did. They welcomed me to the podium. I think I would have taken charge of the podium anyway, but it was very nice that they did invite me up to speak. And so I just pretty much reiterated what we had talked about in the meeting, and and then went on my merry way.
I want to move on from that moment, if I can, to the college funding that a lot of folks are talking about. Your administration has been pulling funding from colleges across the nation, which you say have failed to get the anti-Semitic protests under control. Obviously, the big one, Columbia University, changing their policies as a result of its funding being at risk. Have any other colleges indicated, you know what, we're going to change our ways as well? What have you heard there?
Well, it's been very interesting since we did do some defunding, pretty substantial defunding at Columbia, and that was done by the task force, which includes HHS, GSA, as well as the Department of Education and to some degree Department of Justice. So a great part of that funding came from HHS, but it was really to emphasize the fact that Columbia had not taken the right measures and steps to protect students on campus against anti-Semitism. I mean, when you lock students in a library and are pounding on the window and yelling death to America and death to Israel, those students are really frightened. And Jewish students on campus at Columbia, and I talked to some of them because I went there, they're still afraid to go across campus. And so we wanted to really emphasize that, this is not going to be allowed. It's not going to be tolerated. The president has made it very clear that he doesn't accept discrimination of any kind, but to protect the safety and welfare of these students and to protect their civil rights is the goal, not freedom of speech. But, open discourse, debate, all of that is welcome. But when you put lives in danger, faculty was being attacked, et cetera. So we've talked to Harvard, Princeton, Yale. The president of Dartmouth came to visit with me, and the president of Yale came to visit with me. And so we're making gains to make sure that students' civil rights on campuses are protected, or we're just not going to tolerate it. There will be more defunding.
Well, students pay a lot, as you know, in tuition. So the ability for them to feel safe on their own campus should go without saying. We applaud you, obviously, for those efforts. Can I ask you about a wild prediction that we are now hearing from Bill Gates? He made an appearance on The Tonight Show a while back where he seemed to imply that human teachers would not be needed in the next decade. Let's watch.
The era that we're just starting is that intelligence is rare, a great doctor, a great teacher. And with AI, over the next decade, that will become free, commonplace. Great medical advice, great tutoring. People are like, wow, this is a bit scary. It's completely new territory.
Will we still need humans?
Not for most things. We'll decide.
Does the Trump administration believe that teachers will be replaced by artificial intelligence?
I think teaching is one of the most noble professions that we have. And there's so much more involved in teaching than just relaying information. There is interaction with students. There is giving, students need outreach, and they need, they really do need a teacher there. I think AI is going to provide a great deal of tutoring support. I think we already see that. There are many schools that are doing that. There's some schools in California, maybe not just in California now, that have AI programs, and they are teaching and students are learning in half the time. But I think it would be a long, long time before teachers are replaced with AI, and I think it would be a shame because teachers do add so much to the classroom.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.